Good morning. It is 4 minutes past 10 a.m. in Central European Summer Time. My name is Jesús Arias, and I welcome you to this KNX RF Seminar. This is a live event, so before we move forward, I would appreciate if you can use the event chat box, and you can either use the event chat box or the stage chat box to confirm that you can hear me and that you can see me. You can use at any time the chat boxes as well as the Q&A to drop your questions. Thanks, Alex. Thanks a lot for your feedback. So welcome to this KNX RF seminar. I see quite a few known faces and KNX members, so I'm very glad that you are interested in the KNX RF topic. Thanks, Stefan, as well for your feedback. As well, Yusuf, Marcel, thank you very much. As you can see, this is a real life event, which is not the most common these days. There are a lot of pre-recordings, but this is live event. Let me share my screen with you. I'm going to run a quick presentation, and then I will give the stage to the real specialist in KNX RF. Okay, so wireless solutions from KNX. Let's start. I will go through quick arrangements about this seminar, how you can interact, who is in the pipeline of the presentations, etc. Just also a few highlights about the KNX RF technology, as well as the latest news that have an impact on the KNX RF solutions in KNX. So this seminar is actually something we have done because that's what our members have requested. Last year, we ran a survey among our members, and there was actually many requests from our members to do more seminars, not just a quick webinar presentation over the surface of a topic, but more in-depth knowledge. So this KNX RF seminar is one of those seminars we have organized for that reason. The recording will be made available. The slide decks also, we will share them with you. There is a Q&A where you can drop your questions. So normally the presenter will do his presentation, and then at the end, the presenter will go through the Q&A, and if there is enough time, the answers can be given using the stage, or if there is not enough time and the next speaker is the next slot is coming, then the speaker or the presenter will answer via a chat. Okay, so that's depending on how we are running on time or not, and also the presenter, if he prefers using the written option or just speak back using the stage. There is also an expo area that you can visit at any time. It will be also available for 30 days. So you don't need to miss now any presentation. You can access the expo area afterwards. Very good. For those who don't know me, my name is Jesús Arias, and I take care of members and business development at KNX Association. You will see my contact details at the end in case you want to contact me. This is our agenda. Right now we are in the KNX RF intro. Then our next guest speaker, Mr. Weinsel, will utilize his slot to present what development options platform his company offers for KNX RF. Next, we hope we can stick to this schedule since ST Microelectronics is having a few issues with the connectivity. So we will try to stick to this schedule. Otherwise, we'll go to the next slot, which is a KNX RF case study, a valve drive. Okay, so I will keep you informed as we move forward if we can stick to the schedule or not. I believe we will make it. Okay, so let me share some highlights about the KNX RF technology. In general, I believe that people who are in this presentation are acquainted with the basic information, but in case we have some newies that know nothing about KNX RF, let's highlight the most important features. So we have two flavors in the KNX RF technology. RF Ready has been longer available for development, as well as integrated in the whole tooling of the KNX Association, like the ETS software. So it's basically one central frequency, one channel. We have the other flavor, which is the KNX RF Multi. In that case, it's been only supported by the tooling, the ETS software, since the ETS 6. The difference, well, KNX RF Multi offers 5 frequencies, which main advantage is that it enhances protection against interference. That also gives us another advantage because we have fast and slow channels, and slow channels have an impact on enhancing for instance, the battery of a KNX RF device. So it helps with keeping low consumption for the wireless connectivity. Fortunately, now at this stage, both are ready and multi, and it is supported by the ETS software, which is the most important, obviously, need, because that means that the KNX system integrators can utilize both KNX RF devices in any KNX installation. Okay, so where are we in the KNX development landscape with KNX RF? Probably you heard lately a lot about KNX Iot. In a nutshell, KNX Iot opens up 2 branches in the development landscape. One is taking all the information from the KNX installation plus semantics that are found at device level to create the KNX information model, and that's offered via standardized API to the IT side, to the IP infrastructure. So that's a third-party API server. There is also another option, which is enabling a new physical layer, which is not a KNX specific physical layer. It is dedicated or designed to work with IPv6, and there are already some chips being manufactured or designed using Thread as a network layer. That's also another type of wireless, of course, but today we are here focusing on the KNX RF, the specific physical layer which is KNX RF. If we look at the KNX Classic, what has been in the market for more than 30 years, we have twisted pair, which is obviously the most utilized physical layer by KNX members. But since KNX RF is available, KNX RF Ready, and now KNX RF Multi, we've noticed many more members are using KNX RF. Not to mention also KNX Secure. So KNX Data Secure, which is a way to encrypt the communication between devices, as well the commissioning time between the ETS software and the KNX devices. That's all integrated in the landscape, and it's available to the KNX RF. So it's fully integrated in the ETX. The ETS6 supports KNX Data Secure, and also it is possible to use KNX RF in both easy mode devices and system mode devices. Easy mode devices don't require a computer to be set up and commissioned, while system mode devices require the ETS software to be set up and commissioned. Okay, so in this landscape, KNX RF is very well integrated in what we know of tooling, security, modes, etc. Also, it's bidirectional. Of course, some devices might just need to send commands to the KNX installation, like a push button. You may not require a feedback, although bidirectional is always better. But if we have constraints like battery or even battery-less, then it can be unidirectional during runtime, but all KNX RF devices need to be bidirectional because it is required for the commissioning with the ETS software. KNX devices are grouped in domains, so it's known as a subnetwork. The maximum number of devices in a domain is 255, and this is not a mesh network, so that means that devices don't retransmit telegrams unless they are also designed to be a retransmitter. In that case, a maximum of 3 retransmitters are allowed per domain. But in the application of this technology and in the frequency that we are working with, normally 3 retransmitters should be a very rare scenario. Also, from the retransmitters point of view, it's optimized. So based on the number of retransmitters, the number of retransmissions are done also to avoid unnecessary traffic on the RF side. All this is, of course, very well described in the KNX specifications. So for the sake of looking at the fine print of the KNX RF specifications, KNX RF 1.R is using or is in the band of 868 megahertz. KNX RF 1.M multi is also in the same band, but is using more channels, 5, as we said. Now, it is common that companies ask, okay, but that frequency band is not allowed in other regions of the world. Well, let me share some news with you. First of all, I will start with the ETS 6 and KNX RF full support. So this didn't exist before with the ETS 5. So one of the main features or reasons behind releasing ETS 6, although might not be so visible for the standard or average installer, is that KNX RF Multi is supported. So this enables the development of KNX RF Multi devices to be fully integrated in a KNX installation, which is essential for the technology to thrive in the KNX ecosystem. Also, for those who don't know, you can have KNX RF integrated in a twisted pair installation. The latest piece of news is about that. Or you can directly commission the KNX RF devices with the ETS software if you have the right hardware in your computer to communicate with the RF installation. Speaking of which, this is a very important new feature in KNX RF. It is the segment coupler. Until now or before, if you wanted to add KNX RF devices, you had to create another line in the ETS software, and that's not optimal, especially if you have RF devices working with a twisted pair devices, for instance, in the same room. It creates unnecessary traffic in the backbone, etc. Plus, it is not very intuitive. And if you had an existing installation to retrofit with RF, it made things complex for the system integrator. Well, the good news is that we can now include a segment coupler. So in the same twisted pair line, you can add a segment coupler for RF and fill up the physical addresses with RF devices. So this is a big improvement towards the system integration. Okay, so far everyone is very quiet, so I hope all this information is clear, but please feel free to drop your questions or comments at any time. So as for the frequencies, there is also it's an application node that is ongoing, the application node 200, and it is about KNX RF 4.R. Okay, so this is a new frequency band in the range of the 915 megahertz, which is basically the same KNX RF technology as we know, but put in another frequency band. So a different frequency carrier is utilized for the wireless communication, and which is not prohibited in other countries or regions like North America or Australasia. So this is happening. It is possible for KNX manufacturers to think of options when they develop their KNX RF devices to think of other frequency bands and make their products available to other regions in the world. And lastly, we have new RF system components. This is very important because that means that the portfolio of RF system components that KNX manufacturers can use to develop their products is bigger. So there's more options to choose from. We actually enabled a new category called transceivers for radio frequency. So that's the link. You can find all the certified system components, including RF. And that's my intro, just a way to put us in the subject of KNX RF. I will now give the stage to the actual important people here, the KNX members with certified system components, as well a beautiful case study to learn from, so that you can see what's actually going on with KNX RF. Thanks a lot. I will now control the backstage. Hopefully everything will run smoothly, and there will be maybe a couple of minutes between speakers so that we can do the transition, so that we can make sure that everything runs smoothly. Just one comment here from Jesús. He says many countries also accept 433 megahertz for these kind of devices. Well, for now we have KNX RF 1.R for 868 and 4.R for 950 megahertz. So future extensions with other frequency carriers is possible. We just need the manufacturers to require it or to request it. So we will follow up with you, Yusuf. Thanks a lot. I will now stop my broadcasting, and I will switch to the next presenter, guest speaker, Mr. Thomas Weinsel from Weinsel Engineering. Thanks a lot and enjoy the day. Thanks a lot to the speakers and the audience for being here today.